Marie Windsor became popular for playing femme fatale characters. In fact, she was so well known for playing those characters that she often found letters in her mailbox that told her she would go to hell if she didn't stop playing them. Let's take a look at how this lifelong member of the Church of Jesus Christ became associated with adult-oriented characters. Becoming Miss Utah. Windsor was born Emily Marie Bertelson on December 11, 1919 in Marysville, Utah. After graduating from Marysville High School in 1934, she enrolled at Brigham Young University. She often acted in dramatic productions during her time at the university, and she had started garnering some attention in 1939. In a newspaper article that was published in 1939, she was described as an accomplished athlete, expert as a dancer, swimmer, horsewoman, and plays golf, tennis, and skis. In that same year, she participated in and won a beauty contest that had a total of 81 contestants and was later crowned Miss Utah of 1939. From the very beginning, it was obvious that she had the looks and body of a star. People noted that she was taller than most other popular film actresses of the time. In an interview, she said, "At 5'9", I was too tall for most leading men. There were only two stars who didn't mind that I was taller than them, George Raft and John Garfield." Stage work and film debut. Winning the title of Miss Utah also won her a trip to Hollywood. She moved to California in the early 40s where she worked as a model. She enrolled at actress Maria Uspenkaya's drama school and learned how to perform on stage. When she appeared in her first professional play, she changed her stage name to Marie Windsor. She had some odd jobs during this time, working as a telephone operator and a radio actress, and sometimes performed minor roles in films. She also worked as a cigarette girl at a popular nightclub called Macambo. She once found herself crying outside the club because she was unable to pay her rent, and this is when film producer Arthur Hornblow Jr. saw her and told her to apply for a role in a musical. She auditioned for the role and won. She would often write jokes and send them to Jack Benny, which got her a contract with Warner Brothers in 1942. In an interview, she said that she sent him the jokes under the name M.E. Windsor because she was afraid that Benny wouldn't read them if he knew that it was a woman who was submitting them. When they finally met, Benny was stunned by her looks, so he decided to get her signed to Warner Brothers. Windsor said her first memorable role was in the 1948 film Force of Evil, which was probably also her first time playing a femme fatale character. Film noir and femme fatale. It was in the 1950s when Windsor became known for starring in film noirs. She appeared in a number of film noirs throughout the decade. Her most notable appearance was perhaps in the film The Killing, in which she played the cunning wife of Elisha Cook Jr. Look magazine awarded her the Best Supporting Actress award for her performance. In an interview with the New York Times, she said, "One of the reasons film noir is so popular today is that it left so much to the imagination, in contrast to today when everything is so explicit." Most of the roles that were given to her were of femme fatale characters. Thanks to her bedroom eyes, she almost never received any roles of characters who had a girl-next-door demeanor. In her own words, a femme fatale is usually the woman who gets the man into bed and then into trouble. She later said that she enjoyed playing these roles because these are the types of characters audiences never forget. It's true that the audience never forgets these characters, but those were different times, and not everyone remembered the characters because they liked them. Windsor would often receive copies of the Bible in her mail that had passages underlined which talked about the sins that she had committed as the characters she played on the big screen. She also received letters, sometimes that told her that she would go to hell if she continued playing these characters. Windsor wasn't bothered at first, but when she realized these letters weren't going to stop coming, she became anxious and frightened and handed them over to the police. As sad as this is, one can't help but feel that it's also a bit comical because Windsor was a lifelong member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Retirement and arthritis. By the end of the 70s, Windsor had over 200 guest appearances on TV shows. She starred in TV shows and movies all the way up until the early 90s and appeared in her final film in 1991. She retired from acting at the age of 72. She developed arthritis in the final years of her life, but she remained an active member of the Screen Actors Guild, an American labor union that represents film stars and performers. She was also politically active and supported Barry Goldwater, the Republican nominee in the campaign against President Lyndon Johnson. According to her son Richard, she was friends with Ronald Reagan. Windsor was insecure about her nose, which is why she had a nose job in 1959. She later regretted it and often wondered if she would have gotten more roles had she not made any changes to her nose. She told an interviewer once that she didn't like the fact that she had such a hard time accepting herself, and she felt this way about her name too because she felt she had been forced by film and studio agents to change it. She said, "I've survived more on guts than I ever did on self-confidence." Marriages. Windsor married bandleader Ted Steele on April 21, 1946. But they were clearly not happy being with each other because they divorced in the same year. Some sources say that she didn't divorce Steele but had the marriage annulled because he was still in love with his ex-wife. Her second marriage was with a stockbroker, but there's not much known about their relationship. Her third marriage with Jack Hupp lasted until her death. Hupp had been on the 1936 U.S. Olympic basketball team, and he was the son of a famous silent screen actor and film director. Hupp and Windsor had their son Richard Rodney on January 11th, 1963. Awards. Windsor received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1983, and she's one of the 500 film stars who were nominated to become a part of the 50 Greatest American Screen Legends by the American Film Institute. She was given the Los Angeles Drama Critics Circle Award for her performance in the film The Bar Off Melrose, and the Screen Actors Guild awarded her the Ralph Morgan Award for her contribution to the organization. Death. Windsor died from congestive heart failure on December 10, 2000. She was one day away from turning 81. Her husband, Hupp, died a few months later. They're both interred at Mountain View Cemetery. She was given the title of Queen of the Bees because of her roles in B movies in the 50s. Despite the hate that she received, it is pretty evident that she's still remembered for the femme fatale characters that she played. So what's your favorite Marie Windsor film? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget, hit that subscribe button.